Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is part 11 of the tiny build house. So the idea of this video is basically plumbing, so all the waterworks that's needed for this building. In a sense, the only rooms that are going to be using water will be like the kitchen area for the sink, washing machines and all of that, as well as the bathroom to shower, to wash your hands, and for the toilet as well. So the main area wouldn't have like any water supply in a sense, but the wire, like the water pipe, will be running from that wall. So the wall on the left, which is connected to the main room. So it would just be on the edge, just running along to the garage area as well as the kitchen area. So as you can see, we dig the hole below the DPC area and ran the pipe through across to the kitchen, and the kitchen area would have the full control kind of thing. So now we're just wiring or like plumbing the pipe through to the toilet through the plywood in a sense. So the idea is that as you open the door, you'll be presented with the shower area, so it will be like a walk-in bathroom. So like the whole area would be a wet room in a sense, and the actual toilet and the sink will be with the wall, like the actual concrete wall, since it's easier for the toilet and thing to go through rather than if there is a leak and stuff, it doesn't get stuck in the actual area, like the main body of the area, so like it doesn't damage the tile or any interior decoration. So even if there's a leak or if there's a problem with the actual toilet. So now we're just wiring through, so everything just coming from that one pipe. So two pipe will be going to the sink, so for hot water and cold water, as well as for the shower. Then one pipe is for the actual toilet. So altogether there will be 5 pipes coming through to the toilet area. So when you're also running the pipes through, make sure you cover it with like a plastic or some sort of topper, so the edge, like the initial cut, doesn't get damaged. And also this one is like a really high quality pipe with like an aluminium insert. So this pipe won't, so I think the temperature for it to like even freeze like below, if the temperature is -20 or something, then the water inside the pipe will freeze, and like it's really strong. And this is like the same type of pipe that you would use for underfloor heating, I believe, but this one is just thinner. So I think for the underfloor heating, we will use 20 mil. This one is 16, so the pressure will be a lot higher. And the idea of carrying everything or like having it in the kitchen is to have like a centralized control, and every pipeline will be independent. I will explain more while we get to that later on. So hope you're enjoying like these series I'm making, and if you are, make sure you smash the like button and comment below of what you like about it and like what you want to see more in depth for the upcoming parts in a sense. Since we are nearing, like we're basically like half point, since the actual foundation, everything is done. The wiring is done in a couple of parts ago, and now today in this part, the plumbing should be done. Then in the end, it's just going to be like fixing that up, adding underfloor heating, squidding, and basically then after that, it's basically done. Like all the skeleton thing is done, then it's just a decoration part. So now I'm also digging a hole. So in a sense, the stuff for the kitchen also going to come through here, since as you can see, the kitchen part is already been plywooded as well as plastered for some of the walls. So rather than just making a mess, since it is like you could access both walls, in a sense I would just do the washing machine and the sink water through here as well. So just routing all the wires and like from the bathroom and the kitchen. So this build is a lot easier, since the only divider is just one wall that's differentiating the kitchen and the garage area to the bathroom. So as you can see, all the pipes, all the things that's coming is, so that's basically the pipes, the cotton hold water for the sink, and all the pipes are just coming to this part or near the edge of that, near the door of the kitchen entrance. So now you can see I engraved it to the insulation so it sits flush, so the plywood can just screw in without any difficulty. So now that's done, since we just used a ready-mix concrete thing from like the actual machine, like all the walls aren't like, all the floors isn't like perfectly straight or leveled. So that's why, like, since we're gonna put underfloor heating with some insulation, so like we're using thick insulation, I believe it's like 110mm insulation, and on top of that it's going to be the underfloor heating, since when we're adding weight we don't want the insulation to break, we don't want it to be too uneven. So just to make it a little bit better, we're just using some auto leveler and mixer, just mixing that up and just pouring across, and it should automatically fill in the unleveled areas and should level itself. Like, we're not trying to make it too perfect, so there's not the actual like the thing on display kind of thing. This is just an intermediate step. Just, you don't have to do this, we just did it just to make it easier. We don't want the insulation to break that easily, and like, because the pipe, we don't want it to like expand and stretch depending on the weight. Like, we don't want to put too much weight on it. So we're just pouring across and just scraping it with like a skimmer kind of thing and just moving across. Also, another thing is, like, this main area is going to be like a studio as well as like a bed, like a sofa bed. So in a sense, I'm trying to convert this into my YouTube studio space. So if there are brands and stuff out there who wants to reach out and like send me stuff, just let me know if to like fit this building has. And also, like, for you guys, if you have any designs that's like could inspire me, since the decoration part still hasn't been done. Basically everything that's required for a house is done, it's just the decoration that's left. So if you guys have any like design ideas and stuff I should have in here, and just send over. So now just filling the whole mixture to that big area and just trying to letting the mixture overflow itself. Yeah, fast forward, once it's dry, like, you should lighten up kind of sense, and it is a lot more leveled compared to what it was before. But the problem is, when we did the concrete flooring, because they added so much, because this one was filled at the end, or like they gave us the last minimum or the last set, so there was just a lot of water left, and when it dried, there was just a massive dent in the end. So this is just the outdoor area where the pipe is coming from the main house to the side and just plugging it through. And also adding like a outdoor pipe as well. So if I wanted to garden or wash something or get a jet ski, there's like an outdoor pipe just across there, and having a manifold to control that. So the water is controlled from one point to another. So now it's connecting the pipe from the outside to the inside thing with the joint. It's not ideal to have a joint, it's better to have everything straight, since the joint does cause would be liable to a leakage in the long run, but you can't do anything about it. So now just connecting everything. So the red pipe is hot water, the blue is cold water in a sense. Because currently now there isn't any plan to have a boiler here, but in the long term we could just cut that hot water thing and just have it here, since it would take longer for the hot water to come from the main house to the tiny house. So in the future we could just add like an electric boiler here, and everything could just be electric appliance based. So now it's just like setting up a manifold. So the idea of the centralized control system is to have a manifold, so even if there's a leakage, something you can just control each part of it independently through the manifold in a sense. So like, for example, the sink in the kitchen could be controlled through a manifold in the main manifold component kind of thing. Same as the shower and stuff. So even if there's a leak, or if there's a problem in one specific appliance kind of thing, or so like rather than turning the whole water supply off, you just turn if there's a problem with, let's say there's a leakage in the shower, you just turn the water supply to the shower so you won't get water through for the shower kind of thing, but you could still use the other appliance that use water, for example the toilet as well as the sink. So that's not stopping in a sense. So everything is independent, and the whole control tower is in this manifold application kind of thing. So just double checking how many controls is needed, rather than, since the whole bracket, with the bracket you could fit up to, I believe, 6 or 9 manifolds, and we don't need that many, so you just select how many you need. For example, for the kitchen, that would just be the sink water, so the hot and the cold for the sink, and that's it, since the water for the washing machine would just be connected, well, like the water could just be split from the water supply for the sink kind of thing. So it's basically like 2 supply for this kitchen area, whereas for the bathroom we need a couple more, so 2 for the showers, so hot and cold for the shower, hot and cold for the sink in the bathroom, as well as 1 for the toilet, so altogether 5. And so in a sense it will be like 6 cold and 3 hot. So as you can see, there's 3 like an opener at the bottom, which will indicate for the cold water, and 6 at the top, which will be for the hot waters, for the cold water I mean. So now just connecting both of the lines over. So just testing if the water does come from the main source. So that will connect to the outer shell, which will be split into the number of like controls that's there in the manifold. So that's why there's water on the wall, to check if it works and stuff. So that's basically now, so you can see the main controls are connected to the edge, and the pipe is basically running along. Now just connecting all the pipes to the supplies, or like, so the sinks and stuff. And the time consuming part isn't the connection, it's like lining it up and like fitting it to the wall, so it does look nice once it's done. So you will see once everything is done, it's like perfectly tidy, and like it just looks a lot better like to have. So in the future, the idea is that once we have like cabinets and stuff, it will just be covered by like a long cabinet, since the idea is the underfloor heating manifold will also be on top of the main water control manifold. So everything just be in that one line kind of thing. And just be careful when you're doing it, so that you have to make sure you double check the length and stuff before cutting it, since if you messed up, and the idea is that you don't want to have too many joints. So if you see here, like every pipe there's no joints, unless if there's like an L, or like when it's at the appliance state. Other than that, it would just be a straight line from the manifold to the actual like output, or that where the appliance will be connected to, in a sense. Also, it is a lot harder to get it in there, so make sure you like, if you think it's in, it's not, you just have to make sure you push it all the way. And also when you're bending it, be careful, because if you do it like quickly and like more than 9, like if you even get it perpendicular, so like 90 degrees, it could snap, like the aluminium inside, like in between the coil of plastic could snap. And if that snaps, then the whole purpose of that wire does disappear. Like the strength and the durability of the whole pipeline will just disappear. So if that happens, you have to redo it. So now just adding like a opener for the sink. So if you turn that thing, the blue tab, the water should leak. So now just adding like a hard shell, so even when there's squid and stuff on it, like it shouldn't be an effect, but since like it's still in like a construction area, if someone drops something or something, the actual pipe doesn't get damaged. So these are all like insulated pipes, so the blue and the red cover is basically insulation. Now we're just adding like a plastic cover on top, so that it's just an extra layer of protection in a sense. And like all the water supply and all the wires are by the edge, so it's easier when we're doing underfloor heating and like skidding. It's just easier, so it doesn't interfere. As you can see, everything is labeled, so we know which one is to which, or like to where, so it is easy to control and stuff. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked our work on the plumbing side, and I hope you next time. See ya. Bye.